Okay, let's go ahead and sew the second side together. So I'm going to start with this seam and then we'll go here. It's the same as the other side, just the opposite. All right, so this is seam 1 right here. And I'm going to again line this right up to that corner right there. Lay it on. And go ahead and sew it. I'm going to press this seam open. Okay. And make sure I get it in the right place there. I go and get the next piece, and I want to sew this one so that I'm starting here. You know what, stop. All right, to sew these two together, I want to bring this over here, and this shoulder needs to be up about 1/4 inch past, because that's actually where the corner is. So you can feel the seam allowance, I'm sorry, underneath there, and you line those two up like this. And then you again make your line right there on the seam allowance, or on the seam, sorry, so that you know where to stop. I like to make a generous line. I'm going to get up there and I'm going to bring my needle down right on the line or just past it, and I'm going to stop with my needle down, bring my presser foot up, and go ahead and turn these, making sure I get a nice flat fold in the back. Get the wrinkles out in the front and line up my pieces. You can see I'm off there because they're not quite lining up. So I'm going to try to get, there we go. Get it all flat again back here. And I'm ready to sew. Okay, again, I just need to give a light press on the front, and then I'm going to turn it over and press my seam open, letting it fall nicely as I go around that corner. Get it nice and flat there. And press the top. Okay. Now I come over here, and this is my next piece here. And again, going back to the center, I want to put that slanted end right up against that point there. That's actually part of the dog ear, okay? And bring it down like this, and I'm ready to sew. Okay, that's the seam open. Nice and flat there. Okay. Now my next piece is this one right here. So I again line this corner right there with that one. Bring everything straight down. Threads down there. Okay, look at those beautiful points we're getting. Now this is that seam on the other side that we want to leave flat like this. Okay, we don't want to fold it over and get a big bulk right here, so we're going to leave that one right there. Let's go ahead and pick up our next piece. Again, I get to do one of the fun Y seams. So I'm going to lay this one in place, and again, making sure that the corner up here is 1/4 of an inch past, and I can feel it's, yep, that's good. And I'm going to make my seam line right here. Okay. Stop with my needle down. Again, twist my pieces so the bottom is over here, the top goes so I can get a straight seam. Okay. Sometimes I have to push that fabric over a little bit. And there we go. And this one, we're going to press open right around that corner like that, and get it nice and flat up here. Okay, and then last piece on this side, we want to sew right here. So we're again lining this up right up here, the top, and bring it straight down. Nice. Some threads on there. And I'm going to press that one open. And press, actually I'm going to leave that seam over. You kind of do this as you go, feeling what is, I have it nice and flat here, nice and flat down here, and I've got my 2 halves ready to go there. All right, I'm ready to finish assembling my star. So at this point, I take it and I trim off all these dog ears right in the middle here so that I get a nice straight edge right there. And I do that on both sides, okay? Anyways, I don't need any more lump there. And then these 2 are going to sew together right like this. Now I want to try to get my center points lined up. So I'm going to fold this back, and I find that this is my center line right here, and it wants to line up with that one there. Okay, so I go ahead and get that there. Okay, now I might not be exact down here, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and clip those together right there. And I bend these back, am I going to get where I want to be? Actually, it doesn't go straight across. This one goes to there. All right. So I want this seam to come right down even with that one. Okay. Go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to sew these two halves together. So I'm going to put them like this, and again line up these two shoulders up here. I'm going to go, this is a longer seam, so I'm going to go ahead and clip at the bottom there and bring that over and sew my 1/4 inch seam. And I just want to make sure everything's all lined up nice and neat here in the middle, nice and flat. You're still going to get some bulk there, but a lot less than if you had the whole thing go in the same direction. Okay, we're going to give that a quick press open. And turn it over and press that seam open. And you get a surprisingly flat center there. So these seams need to be repressed a little bit. And then you can bring it over and go ahead and give it a good press. So then I need to put my last section in there. And I always want to start with this side over here. Nope, actually I want to start with this one over here, so I'm sewing the right direction. So for you, if you're looking at it straight on like that, it's the piece to the right. So I want to line this up. So again, that's my 1/4 inch right there. So that point on the base piece needs to be lined up right there. All right. And I'm going to, again, last time, mark my seam allowance so I know where to stop. Sorry, it's right there. I'm off. I'm going to do the top line. Okay. Okay, and I went right into it there. So I go ahead and pull the bottom over away and pull the top so that it meets the edge over here. Reach underneath here and make sure everything's nice and flat in the back. Look up here, it's not quite flat, so I'm going to take my seam ripper and just flatten it out. It's real easy. And go ahead. And I have a lovely Texas star that just needs a little bit of finish pressing. And again, the seam needs to be open so that the Y lays nice and flat up here. Okay. And then I'm going to press the whole thing, and I have a very lovely Connie's Texas star.